All right, so take two. Unfortunately, you don't have my cool ass intro. Um, but yeah, we're here. We're back. A little help from a couple of the administrative folks. Sounds like there was an issue with the entry list creator. Clerk put that in the old chat there. He's probably speaking directly at me, but just kidding, bud. We've got about 30 drivers in here currently. So 30 minutes left in free practice. We'll get cracking into the qualifying that you guys have all been looking for, and then the race, of course. Again, Andam is here. BMW Williams is here in the Ferrari. Clorpt, of course, in the Ferrari. Ferrari is a pretty strong car through here, through this track, from what I can see so far. Ford, obviously, with Andam, with the additional skill set that he's got, he's able to pull the Ford and its speed closer to the top of the standings, from what I see in the first practices that we had. But we'll get going here shortly. And we'll follow our first guy. Of course, every week we follow our first guy who comes out of the pits. So normally it's Andam around the first lap of qualifying. Checking in with our Heli Cam, sponsored by XEL, Xbox Community League. We'll talk a little bit more about that community here as the race goes on. I'll mention it now and probably most likely again when the race kicks off, but there's a 25-second pit window here, or 25-second pit stop here. It's for mandatory for fuel, but you're able to just take fuel and not tires. Don't know if I was suggested here on this track. Not tires, and just it's a 25-second pit stop. If you add tires to the stop, it's an extra 5 seconds to which you could take that time lost in the pits and hopefully on track make it up. Make it up with the new tires that you have. So a little bit of a twist in this Ford versus Ferrari series. Whoa, we got guys going all over the place into turn one. But a couple of these guys have changed their name. That, I believe, might be Mance or Croter. Some of these guys have maybe changed their name around a little bit. FL Racer here, legend in the 717. GTEL um, endurance esports owner, Cat.
Go, go, go.
So, who is going to make it out? It's a mad dash to 53. I went right onto him. Of Lorenzo is the first out. As you can see, track position is pretty important to these guys. Going on to the old front, checking our camera work here on the old outlap, making sure everything's working. We've got our dash cam out the front, we've got our rear cam out the back, and we've got our in-car cam, just to kind of show you guys the steering angles of some of these guys as they go around this track. Of course, we are here at Zandvoort. Go back out here to get ready, as most of the tracks or most of the guys are out on track right now, looking to get things situated, setting up for a qualifying lap around this track. Couple of points of interest, I guess, for passing. It's Tarzan corner, turn one, and out of Ari Lyndike corner, which is the last corner. I believe it's corner turn 14. But we're on board here with Lorenzo. He's going to get a little bit of airtime here, probably a minute and 36 seconds worth, or 35, to be honest. Coming around our Lyndike corner to start the first lap of this week's round 6 Ford versus Ferrari GTMR powered by XEL race. Down into Tarzan corner, heavy braking at the 100-meter board. Hugs the inside there, possibly a little bit wide, but carries the speed through. He's going to have to maybe get around some of these back markers that are just coming out of the pits. The 169 on track at this point. It's just in front. He's maybe towards the top. Circle a lot. Right now, little orange board there on the right. Brake, carry the speed through. Grab a little bit of the corner there. He's a little bit wide, but I think right now he's just trying to put down a lap, which is good stuff here. Tight little section of turns there. Hard to keep the momentum going through and then keep the traction also. Ferrari is very good around here with that. Ford maybe a little bit different. I've yet to drive on this track in either one of these cars, which is not good as an announcer. I should probably do that just to kind of get a feel as to where things feel good or bad in both these cars. But I'll leave it to the professionals. Coming around here, looks like he may have slowed down. He'll come to the line, and we'll see if he's going to put this lap down just as something on the board. From there, we've got the triple fours. It's going to come to the line of BMW 7762. First to the line, 138.1. BMW is going to come to the line, 137.8. Thor McCooney, Adodu 36.7. And Dam crosses the line 36.3. Let's see if we've got Doug's balls coming out of the final corner. Goes to basically a 136.8. Styles, second back of Van Dam at a 37.3. See if we've got the man, the myth, the legend, Klorp just put a time in. He's only a half second back currently. Guys are pumping in laps here. We've got the 199 coming around the final corner. Let's see if you can find him. That's EHVSS has gone and taken his Ferrari up to P10. Couple guys in the pits. There's our buddy Jiffy just chilling in the pits. Guys are putting laps down. And Dam still leads it off at a 36. He's got a little bit of an issue that might be Thor McCooney just ahead. It is. So possibly a little bit of a strategy thing to maybe hold Andam back, but currently he sits. BMW Williams puts it 89 thousandths of a second back of Andam. Very, very good lap there. Idodu's going to have to close the gap here. He is on another lap. He's going to come around the final two corners. A little bit of damage there on the side of Idodu. I'm not sure where that would have come from on an out lap and a quali lap. But we'll come to the line here. See if he can improve on his 0.4 of a second gap. He does not. Andam coming to the line. Does he extend the gap? Does. Now 0.3 up on Williams, who's coming around into sector 2. Tight little section through here. You can gain a ton of time and a ton of speed through here. It can really, really help your lap. Checking the 37s coming to the line of Pepski. Does improve up to 25th. A couple of guys coming to the line. Going back up to Williams. Through the tight section here. Engulfs the curb. Final two corners. Hugs it tight there. Runs it out wide to continue the speed through this corner. Flat out most times. Looks like it is flat out for him. Will he close the gap from 0.4 currently? What's he do? Bang! BMW Williams is your man on pole. 135.757, 0.2 over Klorpt, who pumps one in at a 35.9. Still banging laps. Got a little bit of an issue in front with the 27 Ford of Seniors Wine is off. Doesn't phase Klorpt. Not much does. We'll follow him around through here. Let's go on board with Klorpt coming out the old front windshield dash cam. Slowing things up here. Just going to kind of let things settle before he goes for another lap with an 8:20 to go in qualifying. Andam now puts his Ford Mustang up to the 135.5. Almost 0.2 of a gap on BMW Williams. Nice lap by him. BMW Williams is still in sector 2. We'll keep an eye out. Styles just cuts across the line, and he's 0.7 back of Andam. Doug's Boss coming out of pit road. A little bit possibly of an issue there with Styles, but they're able to get things figured out. Thor McCooney sitting really, really strong right now in a P9. Mad Sai, 1.7 back. Probably has a little bit of an issue with maybe some traffic in front on his laps. Right now it's got clean air in front. FL Racer checking in with him is in the pits, just kind of getting things figured out for his last run. There's our buddy Freebird coming around the final corner. Let's see if this will help Freebird up the leaderboard. Currently sitting P25. Moves to P20, 2.3 back. See, we got Williams coming around the final corner. Is only a tenth back, almost 2/10 back of Andam. Let's see what happens here. Does Williams improve? He does not improve. Clorped out of the pits. He's going to change some tires and get back out there with a lower setup of fuel. Triple four is coming to the line. Currently, right now, BMW 7762 is going to pull off into the pits, go in for gas. The 86, that's Thor McCooney. We all know Thor McCooney, legend Thor McCooney. Improves. He's now a second back, still in P10. The 44 of Styles coming to the line. Will he close the gap from 7/10 down no further than 7/10? 227. Tougher. Sitting currently in P8. Does he improve? He does. Tougher puts his Ferrari, the 227, up into P3. Williams currently right now is just letting some cats go past. Letting things kind of settle. Maybe looking for a gap. Might slot in behind the 92. '73 comes to the line. Does he improve? Not sure who it is. That is Saber. He's still at P13 right now. A lot of those guys every week are pretty much in that area. Saber, Croder, Arma Kinger, they're all pretty tight. Robert Racer, Thus, all great great battling every single week with those guys. So we're definitely in for it there. Matsai, 7/10 of a second. He's pulling that forward up towards the top. Come around the second to last corner, and now out of Ari Leyendyke. Foot to the floor. Does not dive into the pits, means he must be on a pretty good lap. Matsai might be going for another lap here. Could have just come out of the pits. Possibly did not see it. The 80 of Andam comes around the final corner. Don't know where he sits at this point. We're going to find out if he's starting a lap or extending the gap. He starts a lap. We all know that the 55 of BMW Williams is also on track. Currently, right now, heading through turns 6, 7, and 8. I'm sorry, 4, 5, and 6. Tough section through here. Nice and tight through there. Couple cats get out of the way in front of them, which is good news for BMW Williams. Don't know if that was the best through there, but we're going to find out when he comes to the line. Clorp is coming to the line, though. What's Clorp going to do? Clorp to the line. Does not improve. 4/10 back. BMW Williams out of the final corner. Diving into the pits for a last second run. Andam. At this point, he's got an opportunity to extend his gap. He is on a lap. Out of Leyendyke. Flat out to the floor. Will he extend the gap? Best now is a 35.562 by Andam. Does not improve. Tougher here at a track that definitely suits him. And the Ferrari for that matter. Short shifts out of that corner, which was a really nice job there. Push down the traction. That's Armor Kinger just in front of him, I believe. And hopefully that doesn't affect his lap. A little bit of an orange marker on the left right there. Bang. Drop it down. Also the access road. A little bit shaky through there, but gathers it back up nicely. Tap of the brakes here. Yeah, he's going to probably get out of that one and try again later. Thor McCooney's up to P5. Styles is a P6. So the Fords are making their way up. Currently, 3 Fords and 3 Ferraris in the top 6. Let's check back in with Mad Size. 7/10 is still the gap. On a lap right now. We've only got 2:25 to go. Did BMW Williams get out? He did. So BMW Williams is going into the pits, put on tires, dash of fuel, leveled it up, and he's going to come around for probably one more chance. Unless he can fly around the corners and get around here to take 2 laps, but I don't think that's going to happen. Mad Side's going to come to the line. Does not improve. Does not improve. Clorped out on a lap right now. We'll check in with him. Andam coming around the final corner. Andam does not improve. A 35.5 is what he could do at this point. BMW Williams is pulling over. He's probably going to let the 44 go. He does not let the 44 go of Styles. Now he will let him go. He will be only down to 1 lap. BMW Williams down to 1 lap. Clorp checking in with him. What's nice to see is we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers within half a second of Andam. We have a fight on our hands tonight, folks, at Zandvoort. A couple corners to go here for Clorpt. Trying to keep it nice and tidy, solid, steady on the brakes. Some trail braking through here and just mash the gas here. He'll come around the final corner. He's dropped down to P5 at this point, 0.4 of a second. Will he close the gap? I have a feeling he will. I have a feeling it's going to be 0.2 of a second back. Clorpt, 0.3 of a second back up to P3. BMW Williams is on his lap, his final attempt. Will Andam get around to start another lap? Going to be tight. 30 seconds to go in qualifying. I think he will have time. But we'll see if he's able to. Ooh, a little bit slidey out of that corner there, out of our line dike here. Will he be able to improve? If not, he's got an opportunity for one more lap with just 10 seconds to go now. He does not extend the gap. BMW Williams. Thor McCooney. We're going to follow Thor McCooney. He's a little bit ahead of BMW Williams. Ferrari gets out of the way. Qualifying is officially over. That was the 444s of BMW 7762 getting out of the way. Thor McCooney out of the final corner. The number 86 Ford Mustang pulls it in. Will not improve. Clorpt pushing all the way. He's a little bit wide through there. I don't know if that's still valid. We'll have to see. Looks like it might not be. BMW Williams out of the final corner. What will this be? A pull-off. Clorpt, I don't believe his lap is valid. The 82 of Doug's Balls comes to the line. Does not. Oh, he does improve. 0.6 of a second. P9 currently. The number 60 coming across the line here. The 60. Manser Croder improves to P11. Nice job for Croder as Clorpt pulls in, as he was on an invalid lap. The 717 of El Bambino improves up to P12. Who's that coming out of the final corner? That's our buddy Lorenzo, the guy we followed in the beginning. Lorenzo crosses the line in P25. The 14 comes to the line. That'll be Thus. Does he improve? He does, up 1 position. Madsai across the line. Does he improve? Does not. P10. Here comes Andam on his final lap. Oof, he might be extending it. He stayed out, folks. 0.3 of a second to BMW Williams. 0.5 to Clorpt. 0.5 to Thor McCooney. And 0.5 to Tuffer. That is qualifying. Actually, not done and done. Oh, I think it is. I think that guy's not on a lap currently. So, NLR Andam, your championship leader for the series and your pole position winner. Another 2 points to the old good for Andam. BMW Williams in P2, Clorp P3, Thor McCooney P4, Tuffer P5, Idodu P6. Gowney put his Ferrari up there in P7, Styles P8, Doug's Balls P9. Gotta mess with me here. Madsai P10, Croder P11, El Bambino 12, Sabre P13, Armor Kanger P14, BMW 7762 P15, Creations P16, Thor's or Thus, I'm sorry, 6107, P17, Robber Racer 02, 18, EHV 19, I believe that's Crisscross, Racer 20, Seniors Wine, followed by Freebird, Rowdy, Pepski, Lorenzo, McWebb, Lipo, Hushed Web, Sir Killalot, St. Besson, and then there's me and Jay Francis and Jiffy Poppin. So 32 drivers this evening. Saber, good luck, my man. P13, you always got some battling going on with Armor Kinger and 7762 in creation. Make it a good one, my bud. Make it a good one. But good job qualifying there, man. How's the Ferrari feel? Clorp, yes, 25-second pit stop. You have to refuel only. Take tires for an extra 5 seconds if you'd like. So there's our starting grid. Super hot rear left tire. Yeah, bro, I got you. Yep. This track will do it to you, man. This track will do it. Brake ducts open. Fully open for Clorpt. Clorpt, how's it feel to see the back of the old wide body Mustang there in front of you? BMW Williams P2. There's Clorpt. Check inside. Check out Clorpt. See how he's doing. Just sitting there chilling. Ready to go. A lot of these guys are ready to go. So let's check back with our buddy here, Freebird. Loving that livery, buddy. Loving it. All right, Saber. You got it, man. Pull the belts tight. Have some fun. But yeah, while we've got it here, let's see if we can go quickly into the standings. Your buddy Andam is leading the championship standings, as you guys can probably imagine. But currently, after round 5, Andam sitting in P1, Styles P2, Madside P3, Croter P4, B Matthew P5, followed by Saber, Armor Kinger, and that new guy. So a lot of those guys are going to be in the midfield there, kind of fighting. Doug's Boss, Storm Cooney. So those guys are all fighting. But Andam leads them away. It's pretty much taken most of your fastest laps this season and your pole positions. So he really loves the Mustang. So really good guy, good driver. But yeah, just join Xbox Community League. It's xcl.com, xboxcommunityleague.com. Go there, sign up for your ratings points, and get your rookie license, and join into any of the races that these guys have going every single day. Multiple races a day, and including multiple championships and things like that. So it's a great community to be a part of. I'm glad to be a part of it. Looks like somebody did not make it to the grid there in P6, which is Gowney. Maybe he's just he's just doing a Houdini act. Not sure. These guys will pull away. There's Andam leads them off, followed by Williams, Clorpt, Thorma Cooney. There's Tougher, light blue, baby blue, Carolina blue, Ferrari 227. Gowney is made his way back. He did hit drive in the last seconds there. Anybody who's here, let me know if the sound is okay. Game and my voice. Any issues, let me know. Doug's Boss rocking the yellow 82 Ferrari. Mad Sai in the exclusive esports purple and black livery this evening. Answer Croter. There he is in a number 60 Ferrari. El Bambino, the 717. Ford Mustang. Saber number 73. Driving the blue, and white livery. There's Armor Kinger. Always in there. Thanks, Ears. Always in the mustard yellow 666s. Looks like a mustard yellow color there. BMW 7762 in the Ferrari. Rocking the blue and yellow. A little bit of a Kind of a West Virginia type situation going on there. Not sure. Shout out to the old ears fan there. HTR Creations here in the Ferrari. There's Theus. Theus. One of the better looking liveries here is the old Robber Racer. It's like a matte gray with a blue and a greenish color there. The guys are halfway through the outlap here. I'll get moving on. EHV SS. Lovely looking livery there in the Ferrari. Black with the burgundy and gold. Racer goes and changes things up to the reflective gold. It's a little distraction there. It was earlier in a different livery. He got a wrap change. The seniors wine in the Mustang. Freebird, love in the livery in the Mustang, looking really, really good. Support the troops. Support the troops. Rowdy in the Ford Mustang, matte gray, black and green. These guys are starting to line up. Got a couple corners to go. We'll go back up towards the top here. BMW Williams kind of slowing things up. Was a little bit ahead of the game there. And now he's destroyed his car. Was looking for a good fight there. I don't know what the front of that Ferrari now feels like, but we might have to go on board with Clorpt. We're going to go on the old XCL sponsored Helicam here. High above the track here at Zandvoort. You see a ton of sand. Don't go off the track, or you might have some problems there. Don't dip a tire there, or you'll lose traction. But these guys are going to come to the line, pulling the belts tight currently, getting their last instructions from their engineer in the pits, basically telling them it's up to you now. A couple guys in the pits, including myself. The 92 of Idodu is starting in the pits. Not sure what happened there. We're about to go green. Green, 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 green. There's Andam, foot to the floor. The Mustang Power, BMW Williams gets to the middle. I don't know what kind of damage he has from his outlap spinning. Clorpt's going to take a dive, possibly to the inside. He does not. He thinks better of it. Guys making their way through, checking back a little bit further. Most guys are pretty clean at this point. Very nice job through there, everyone. Andam leads them away. Still, things are kind of nice and tight. Very, very good driving here. This is what you're going to get with these kind of drivers here. Good stuff at this point. Clorpt all over the back end of the Ferrari, but he's got a lot of pressure. As you see out of the back end there, he's got a lot of pressure from our buddy Thorne McCooney. Schweitzer Motorsport esports driver. Andam still leads him away. 7/10 of a gap he has to BMW Williams. 3/10 is this gap between Clorpt and Williams. Looking out the back of Williams' car, there's Clorpt. Thorne McCooney has the rear end of, looking at the front end, of Tougher. Styles. Looking at Gowney. Back up with Clorpt. There's Andam. Let's see. Still no yellow spots on the map there. So these guys have all gotten away really, really nicely. Williams has pulled up and he's 5/10. I think the Ferrari's a little bit better in the corners here. This is where it's going to be difficult to pass the Mustang, though. Down the front stretch out of our line dike, going to be really difficult to get any type of speed there. I think they're going to try to do the best they can to maybe have a mistake by the Ford through the sectors 2 and 3. Let's follow along here inside the Ford Mustang of Andam, the number 80 championship leader, currently setting the fastest lap out of lap number 1. Track currently optimum with some cloud cover. Doesn't look like there's a threat of rain in the next 15 minutes, so that's a good thing. Checking back here further, there's Gowney with 3/10 of a second gap to Styles. A little bit of an issue there with the braking of the Ferrari. Allows Styles to get away a little bit. Checking a little further back, BMW 7762 currently at P13. There's Idodu, who started from the pits. He's made his way up to P26 currently. Nice job by him. Check the gaps there. 0.6 of a second from P1 to P2. The gap is extended to Klorp now a second. See if we have any other closer battles. There's 0.4 of a second between Doug's Balls and Madsai. Let's follow this a little bit here as we see Doug's Balls coming through the final corner, R. Leindyke corner that is. See what kind of pressure he can put on Madsai. Currently a battle for P8. Things are spreading out a little bit. Gap extending for Andam up to 0.8. These guys will continue to battle. Very, very nice racing right now. Let's check in with our buddy Saber. Checking in with us in the chat prior to the race. Let's see. He said he was having an issue. Oh, somebody's off. A couple of drivers are off. The 64. The 64. Where's the freaking 64? Can't find the 64. There's the 64 of Gowney. He's just left it there right now. I don't know. The 64 of Gowney and the 26 of Beeson come together. Those guys are, yeah, the 64 of Gowney goes back to the pits, unfortunately. So tough race for him. Checking back up here in the mid to upper pack, P4. 0.7 is now your gap. Williams hanging it there. Again, I don't know what kind of damage he has from the out lap or the formation lap there, messing the car up into the wall. Probably wasn't the best thing there, but Andam continues to lead him off. Checking here, Tougher with the 0.6 of a gap back to or from Styles. I'm sorry. Madsai, it's a gap of 2 seconds back to him, so it's kind of starting to spread out. I need a little bit of action. Might be a little bit of action back here. There is 100%. McWebb, Lorenzo, Idodu. Idodu started from pit lane. Is definitely got some pace. Go on board here with Idodu. Goes to the inside of two drivers. Does he make it stick? He does. McWebb and Lorenzo both get taken out by Idodu through there. Great move by Idodu. Great on the brakes. He's making his way now up to P22. Looking for the high bank, but it's not in this game yet. So unfortunately, he's got a little bit of traction there. Great move there. Double move there into Tarzan by Idodu. 1.2 now from Andam to Williams. We'll give him a little bit of airtime, but Doug's Ball is up into P8, Madsai P7. Board is still kind of catching up in some spots. Styles up to P4. Back into this fight here with HTR Creations, Armor Kinger in front, Deuce just behind. Creations is probably going to be in the slipstream here of Armor Kinger. And he will be. Out of Leindyke, we'll see what kind of slipstream he has, what kind of wing setup he has. Both cars pretty equal right now. Will he make a dive into Tarzan? Does not, thinks better of it. Actually goes a little bit too wide. Trying maybe for a little bit of a better traction zone out of the corner. Keeps the same gap pretty much, 0.2 of a second currently right now. 1.8 second is the gap from Kinger to BMW, so the pressure is on now for Armor Kinger to keep Creations back. Deuce 1.4 second back to from Creations to Deuce. 2/10 Robert Racer will go on board with this action here. Just back down the track a little bit from Creation and Armor Kinger. As you see them up at the top right of the screen. Dab of the brakes, so maybe a little bit sooner than that orange. They're going a little bit later than that orange marking on the wall out there on the right. As you see on the map there, the triangle of Andam is setting away. It looks like he's maybe a couple seconds gap. Klorp still remains in P3 currently. Going back up to Creations here, and Armor Kinger, it's still 0.3 is the gap. These guys up here are fighting a little bit. There's BMW 7762 on the back of Saber. 5/10 of a second's the gap. Field spreading out a little bit, but we do have a lot of action back here. These three guys coming out of the line dike corner, 92 of Idodu. Seniors Wine and the Mustang. Up to P19, he's got past Lorenzo and McWebb. Checking in high above Zandvoort here in the helicopter cam. Bad side with a 1 second gap to the Mustang of Thorne McCooney. So it's pretty much spread out here. Not good for the old broadcast, but Andam wouldn't complain. 2.3 seconds is now his gap. Clorp 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds currently back from BMW Williams. Styles 1.5 back from that. 1.7 now. Tougher 1.6. Thorne McCooney 1.7. Mad Side 1.1. So Doug's Boss is probably one of our closest battles here. 3/10 of a second is BMW 7762 to the back of Sabre. Both Ferraris pushing here. The final two corners here. What kind of slipstream can 7762 have onto the back of Sabre out of Lyondike? Track temps up a couple degrees from qualifying. We're up to 30 degrees Celsius right now. So track's optimum. Definitely rubbered in. Definitely getting hot. Some guys were having some issues, especially in the Ferrari, keeping the tires cool. I don't know what kind of situations are going on with the Ford currently, but obviously Andam not having much of an issue, just consistently putting laps down. Currently running the 35s consistently. There's BMW Williams doing what he can, but 3.3 seconds is the gap. Possibly extending now. 3.4. Clorp 2.1. See if we can go back into some of this better action back in here. 5/10 currently. A little bit of an extension by Sabre there in that last lap. Keep it on board here. Keep an eye on the track map. Definitely a lot of action. Up, the 199 is around. 199's around into the wall. Lost a couple positions there. He's back on track, but looks like he has some damage there to the front end of the Ferrari. Depending on the type of damage he has there, he may or may not fix it in the pits. 33 minutes to go here in the race. See if we can check in with the only. Thorne McCooney has closed the gap to Tougher down to 3/10 as they head out of Sector 1. Up the hill here, keeping the speed. Let's see what he does here at this braking marker. You got the hut there on the left and the orange mark there. Gets on the curb there. Was able to gather it up. Nice job there by him. Tougher with a great qualifying effort. A little bit wide there coming out of that corner. Got the service road there that you can kind of tap the brakes and run through here. Seven tenths is the gap. Mad Side just 1.2 seconds back. Keeping an eye on this battle here. See what happens. Mustang just destroys the curb there. Out of Line Dyke, I think it's extended a little bit by Tougher. Tough sections there that Thor McCooney had in that last 3 or 4 corners. Bad size closed the gap a little bit, 1.1 now to the back of Thor McCooney. 0.8 second. Checking in with our buddy Jiffy Pop and see how he's doing. Nice and tidy through there. Looks really good. This guy here practices quite a bit, always looking for tips on lap times and where he can improve. And I know it's frustrating being back towards the back, buddy, but you know it's great having you here as a driver on the grid. Just show up every week, grab some points. Check in with Freebird here in P24, 0.8 of a second back to Sir Kill-A-Lot. Looks like he's got a little bit of damage to the front end there. Nothing crazy though, doesn't seem. Making his way through 4, 5, 6. Let's check in with Freebird here inside the car. Ferrari, I think, is just a better animal through this section here. Just the Mustang might be a little heavy. That allows the Ferrari to get away just a little bit. Yeah, it's up to 9/10 right now, so a little bit better through those sections there of the Ferrari drivers, I've noticed. Andam currently probably has pushed the gap to about 5 at this point. Check back in with that in a little bit, but he is setting sail on another race victory. Just under 30 minutes to go in the race. On board here with Freebird. Will he make a run? Will he make a dive? He does not. Why? Because he's a solid driver. Legendary Freebird. Will live to fight another day and gain the respect of the drivers in front. We're going to follow this to see what Freebird can do. Both drivers off a little bit there. Both are kind of following similar lines to each other. The Mustang is definitely a little bit better through here. Going on board with Freebird. Looking for a move. It's going to be hard to do it here, though. It's one of the more difficult tracks you have to pass here. And here's where the Ferrari seems to gap him just a little bit. I don't think it was the best sector last time for Freebird. He probably feels like he could have done a little bit better through here. He is doing better this time through. Checking in, Mad Size closed the gap down to Thor McCooney to 9/10 of a second. We'll go back out to that in a little bit and check it. Doug Balls is 0.4 of a second back. Actually, Doug's Balls is making the move here. Doug's Balls, as he made the move stick, he goes a little bit wide, allows Tougher to go to the inside. Doug's Balls, El Bambino is going to try to make the move. He does. He does. Doug's Balls goes wide into Tarzan corner, and it does not make the move stick on Tougher. It does not keep it on El Bambino. Bambino and Tougher retain position there. Bambino grabs one, and Doug Balls loses one. Clorp 2.3 getting a lot of pressure from Styles. 0.4 of a second's the gap there. Let's go on board with Styles, see what he sees. Sees the back end of a purple Ferrari. Good exit out of that corner there. Just past the 100-meter board. Heavy on the brakes. Oh, keeps the traction there. Somehow he's able to retain and stay just behind Clorp. Clorp trying to break the slipstream of Styles. Styles is coming. Will he make the move down into turn number 1? He does not. Checking in with sports update. Bills 6-0 after one. Missed extra point. Chiefs in the red zone. Roger that. Yeah, sister-in-law is pretty jacked up there, dude. She's got her Mahomes jersey on today, so lucky us. We're going to stay with this battle. Mad side, 1.3 seconds back to Thor McCooney. But this battle's heating up here for the final podium position with just over 25 to go. Pit stops will start happening here shortly. Looks like a couple are in the pits right now. 227 is currently in the pits of Tougher. The 478 of Creations is also in the pits. Let's check in with Andam. 7 seconds is the gap there. Styles still 0.4 of a second back from Clorpt. You're watching the battle live here. We'll see if Styles can keep it pretty nice and tight through these corners. Not the best through there, possibly a commentator's curse, but Clorpt goes a little bit wide, dips one of the tires off into the sand. Trying to keep it flat out through there, he does not. Clorpt will live a fight another day. Styles will have to gather it back up. The gap is now extended to 0.4 with that little issue there. Styles a little heavy on the brakes. The Ferrari really, really good on the brakes. Somebody's off just in front. That might be... Who is that? That's BMW Williams is just in front. This has gotten tight here for the final P2, P3, and P4. Williams had a little bit of a mistake there. Is slightly wide through there also. The damage to the car might be showing its signs now with wear and tear on the tires. Styles gets a little loose through there. Was able to gather it back up, but he's unfortunately lost out a tenth or two to Mahomes to Worthy, 7-6. All right, bro, appreciate it. I'm not sure why Aunt Kirsten there hasn't been screaming, but we're back into the battle here. Six tenths now. Clorpt's able to breathe a little bit. We have to keep an eye on pits here. 1.2 seconds the gap. 0.6 of Styles. Let's check back here a little bit further. A couple of these guys have pit. Robert Racer is pit. Tougher's pit. Currently not seeing anyone else coming in right now to the pits. Checking back in with NSR Styles VXR. Andam's extended it to 10 seconds. 10 seconds. I think the man thinks the game's pretty easy. I don't know. Raced with him yesterday in the Pro Series, so he and I had a little bit of a run in. I tapped him, would let him go, and then my car dipped the tires onto the old California Laguna Seca sand, and I spun, and that was pretty much end of the road for me. But it is what it is. 0.4, and look at this, folks. Clorpt is all over the back of BMW Williams, and we're going to see what Styles sees. Halfway mark right now. A couple guys are in the pits. BMW Williams fakes to the pits. He comes to the pits. Styles comes to the pits. All three guys come to the pits. Thor McCooney comes to the pits. Madside goes around thinking possibly a lap of clean air could help him. We're going to have to keep an eye on the fact that he may or may not get past Thor McCooney there, who dipped into the pits. I don't normally do this. I don't normally keep an eye on the pits. But we're going to have to see with BMW Williams just behind Clorpt, what kind of stop does Clorpt do? Does anybody take just fuel and no tires? I would be surprised if they did. Currently, your leader is Andam. He might be coming into pit this lap. 20 seconds is to Matsai right now. We all know Matsai is not pit. A lot of those guys up top have not pit. Clorp jacks are down. I think the BMW and Styles is able to get out ahead. Clorp comes out. BMW Williams was fixing the damage, I think. Where is BMW Williams? Is out of the pits. He's got a little bit of traffic there. Andam's going to come around, and he will come into the pits. Your leader is in the pits. Matsai. A couple corners to go. We'll see what he does. See if he comes around to come in. He will. So Matsai's in to possibly see if he can do a little bit of an overcut here. The guys he's looking to overcut, Thor McCooney, he might be able to get BMW Williams. I'm not sure because of how long. Williams was in the pits fixing his damage, most likely. There's Andam getting serviced currently. The number 60. Of Mansur Croder, folks, has taken the lead. Andam, the jacks are down. Matsai. Where's Clorpt? Clorpt is coming around the final corner. Matsai, there's BMW Williams coming out of the final corner. Is Matsai down off the jacks? Matsai's off the jacks, but he did not perform the overcut there on Williams. Things will cipher through here, and the board should catch up. Croder is right now currently P1, followed by BMW 7762, Idodu, and Thus. We'll have to keep an eye on Idodu to see how he finishes as he started from the pit lane. On board here with Croder, we'll see if he pulls in to get serviced. Just under 19 minutes. You know, he's enjoying leading the pack. Just behind 7762 runs into the pits to get serviced. Idodu also in the pits. Thus also in the pits. Croder goes around for another. Andam will come through and pick back up on P2, followed by Styles. Looks like Clorp is all over the back end of Styles. Clorp's had a good couple of laps here coming out of the pits. Probably a little bit frustrated at his jackman or repairman in the pits. The Ford Mustang trying to break the slip. I don't know if the Ferrari has enough down the straights. Clorp's car looks pretty clean, so he's got a clean race car currently. Same with Styles. These guys are going to be battling for P2, P3. BMW Williams, unfortunately, fixing the damage in the pits that he had on the formation lap has cost him, I think, a chance at a podium tonight. Thor McCooney, P4, P9 currently right now. We'll see if he's able to get to the back of BMW. He's right there, 1.5 back of BMW Williams. Croder still has not pit. Probably going to be doing that this time in. He doesn't. Flies right on past. So possibly possibly going for fuel only late in the race. And if that's the case, he might be able to pull a good 4 or 5 positions. Checking in 0.2 of a second, the gap between Clorpt and Styles. These guys are all over each other. One of the front dash cam of Clorpt to see the back end of the Ford Mustang of Styles. Niall Styles. Back marker just in front. That is the 23 of Jiffy popping. See what happens here with Jiffy. Probably getting a little bit nervous currently right now. Dips one of the tires into the dirt, as does Styles. Jiffy's going to probably have to get out of the way. Here he does. Nice job by Jiff. Good job, Jiffy. Oh, good corner there from Clorpt. Paramedics there watching on the right-hand side. Great battle here. Croder still is not up. Croder is in the pits. And Dam retakes the lead. Croder still in the pits. Styles trying to break the toe. He does at this point. Williams comes around our line die corner. You can see those guys in the distance. Depending on the pace and how much he fixed. Thor McCooney goes for the run though. Thor McCooney to the inside of Williams. Williams is able to hold him off. Keeps it tight there. Nice exit there from Thor McCooney. Crucial braking zone here coming. Oh, Thor McCooney almost loses it. Is able to gather it back up. Oh, really nice through there. Keeping the pressure on Williams. Jiffy popping is off. He's got to get out of the way. Almost death there for BMW Williams. Thor McCooney applying the pressure. Check back in with Clorpt and Styles as they... Oh! Just decapitates it. The Ferrari of Williams was straddled over the curb there. This is going to allow the Mustang to maybe make another move out of Line Dyke and into Tarzan. Currently out of Line Dyke here. Is he able to keep it flat? He does. Through fourth gear, now into fifth. We'll take it to the outside. First of the late breakers. Switchback possibility for Thor McCooney. Well, that ain't cool. What the heck, bro? All right, we'll check back in with the helicopter cam, and we'll go back into our other cams. Not sure what's happening with that, but these guys are still battling. Lipo still is not pit, still in P13. On board here with Thor McCooney. We're going to try it again. We'll keep an eye out. 3/10 currently the gap. Styles to Clorpt. Keep an eye there. BMW Williams. Heavy heavy ping there, so he might be having some connection issues, which could be throwing Thormakuni off a little bit. Could look a little bit different than what we see here, but another attempt for Thormakuni there to straddle the curve. He's going to go to the outside here, maybe try to get a little bit of a run. Tough there for Thormakuni. He's going to have to gather it back up there. It looked like he was maybe trying to make a little bit of a dummy move to one side and then kind of got caught out on it. We got to go back up here and check out Klorp and Styles. Styles a little bit sideways there. These guys fighting for P2, P3. Probably one of the better. Mad side, 0.2 of a second to El Bambino. Madstye, I believe, started P9 or P10. He's gathered up 2 positions there, and he's fighting right now with Bambino, his fellow Mustang competitor. Back up to Klorp. One of the better battles that we have here. Sabre looks like he's in a battle. Klorp to the inside of Styles. Styles have the power to the outside. Respectable so far. Ooh, a little bit of a cut there. A tap by Klorp to the back, but everything's okay. See what Klorp can do here in the final sector here, probably 3 or 4 corners. I don't know if he's going to have the run down the front stretch to overtake the Mustang. But this battle has been everything we would expected. Andam gets past a couple back markers here. He's got the 37 of Pepski just ahead. He's going to have to get past. That shouldn't be an issue. Klorp and Styles still weaving back and forth, trying to break the slip. BMW Williams coming out of the final corner there. Has Thormakuni made his way back up there? 1 second is the gap there, but Williams is, 1 second is the gap. Thormakuni has made his way back up, folks. 0.6 now, the gap. It's one of those tracks where it's hard to make a pass. If you can't make it down the front stretch, you're going to have to wish for a mistake from the competitor in front in order to make a move. So it's one of those tracks that's just difficult to pass, but does provide some excitement as we see it here. There's Madstye, 0.3 as we talked about on the back of El Bambino, fighting for P6, P7. Doug's Balls is in a battle with Croder. Idodu just behind. Idodu's made his way up to P12. Doug's Balls all over Croder right now. 0.3 is the gap. Close battling here. 4 Ferraris. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't know, 11 or 12 Ferraris in a row. Great. But it provides some action. Will Doug's Balls go to the inside? He tries it. Does he hold on to it? Tough spot to keep it there, but it looks like he might. Croder cuts down onto him. This allows Idodu to come through. It's going to be on the wrong side of the turn here, but he will have the inside here. A little bit of touchy. They're pretty much side by side. They fall back in line. Depending on the wing setup of Idodu, he may or may not be able to. I'll tell you what, bro. We're going to have to go on the inboard here. We're going on the inboard camera here of Idodu, trying to make a move on Doug's Balls. Croder trying to break the slip in front. This might be a little bit of a dive here by Idodu. I think he's done it before. He's going to do it again. Will Croder? Oh, there's a tap in the back. Sabre, possibly a tap there on Idodu. Idodu gathers it back up. He made up one position there, which was the pass on Doug's Balls, who's now off track and into the wall. Doug's Balls spins. Armor Kinger goes by. Sabre, Foos go by. Back up to the battle here with Klorp. 0.5 is the gap. Mad side, unfortunately, now is falling back to 1.1 back. And Dam currently leads him by an entire straightaway and 2 corners. Kind of boring for Andam, but Styles and Clorup are providing us with some entertainment here. 0.3 of a second. Thormakuni to Williams. Those guys are still battling. Back marker there. It's going to maybe come into play here. Get back on the pavement. There's Williams. They both split the back marker going through Tarzan. A little bit of a wheel spin there from Thormakuni. 13.7 Bills, as reported by our sideline reporter, Ears fan, live in Orchard Park. Eight tenths now the gap. Looks like Styles has gotten away a little bit, possibly a little bit of a mistake there. Hard to keep 6 minutes to go in the race, folks. All this action, and it's down to 6 minutes. Clorped a little bit deep through there. Has to gather it back up. Better exit through there, though. Has now closed the gap, probably to 0.3 of a second, maybe 0.2 of a second. High above in the XEL-sponsored helicopter cam. Following these two through, 19, almost 20 seconds is the gap that Andam has to Styles. 2 Fords lead him away. Wow, so far we've got 5 Fords here in the top 7. Currently the Ford Ferrari championship, the Ferraris have kind of run away a little bit with it, but and definitely more Ferraris here in this race, but the Fords have come to play. Definitely the top end speed down the front stretch. Wow, just about dips it into the pit road there as Styles does what he can to break it. He's still 0.4 of a second. Late break by Clorpt. A clinic on the brakes there. Really, really nice job through Tarzan. And through turn 4, as they head slightly up the hill and down the hill. This sector here, the Ferrari's a little bit better, I believe. He's able to close the gap, but once they come out of the final corner, it doesn't look like the Ferrari has enough under the hood to get past the Mustang. Definitely a different line there taken by Clorp. There's a better traction out of that corner, and he's gonna pull up to the back end of the Ford Mustang of Styles. 0.4 of a second. Bambino. These guys are battling. There's Matsai, Bambino, Williams, Thormakuni. The 4-way battle for P4 through P8. Clorp just gathered it back up. 0.3 now is the gap. 3.5, 3:45 to go in the race. It's all popping off here. These guys are in a battle. I'm going to have a difficult time watching both. Williams doing what he can to hold up 3 Ford Mustangs. Thormakuni's going to have the best run here. We're going to have to go on board. Now he's flat out. Go to the left. Go to the left. See if we can see the left side. There is the Ford Mustang of Thormakuni. Williams goes deep to hold him there. He does it again. Bambino has a move there to look. He does not go through. Matsai follows through, realizes he has about a lap, 2 laps to go at this point. 0.6 is the gap between Clorp and Styles. We have to keep an eye on that. 21's the gap to the lead. With all these guys battling, Andam is able to get away. That's kind of a little bit of a false notion there as to his gap. I think with a lot of the battling and things like that, he's able to focus on forward, and these guys are able to just be battling, unfortunately, with some of the competitors, so it kind of holds them up a little bit. Just being a little more careful through here. 0.8 is Clorp to Styles. He possibly has given up at this point. Back out here in broadcast cam, we've got Thormakuni all over Williams. Great race through here. Just about 2 minutes to go. Thormakuni Bounces through there. El Bambino, his teammate, just behind. Bad side for looking for a way around Bambino. This, these four separated by about 8/10 of a second, which is an awesome battling. Bad side runs a little bit wide there. On board with Thor McCooney. Slipstream in full effect. One of these guys might be diving in this last lap. So. I think Andam will come to the line, and that'll be the final lap, his next lap. These guys will battle. We're going to leave it here. 5/10 of a second is the gap to Klorpt for the final podium position. Klorpt will have it. He's just trying to battle for P2. Oh, Klorpt with a tap to the back of Styles. Leaders on the final lap. Klorpt leaves him there and keeps the position with Styles. Leaders on the final lap. Thor McCooney blasts into the back of Williams. It's all popping off. Bambino, Matsai. What happened to Thor McCooney? Williams is able to keep the position, but the back of his car is destroyed. Bambino goes for the move. Thor McCooney just sits behind and lets these guys do their thing because I think he feels bad for pumping in the back of Williams, who bangs off the outside wall. Probably got about a minute and a half worth of damage right now. It allows Matsai and Bambino to go through. P4, P5 respectively for those two. Thor McCooney just lagging back here is going to allow probably BMW Williams to keep the position in front of him at least. Klorpt 5/10 back. Bad side 2/10 back of El Bambino. Bambino with a solid run so far. Final lap for these guys. P4 currently for Bambino. The clock has hit quadruple zeros, excuse me. And these guys will battle till the end. There's Klorpt. Couple corners to go. Freebird just in front. Leader finishes the race. Andam comes across. For P2 and P3. That'll end with P2 and Styles, Klorpt P3. Matsai, they're spinning. They're spinning. Matsai and Bambino got into it. BMW Williams makes his way through as if they were about a lap ago. Bambino, oh, unbelievable. So, Thor McCooney gets in the back of BMW Williams. Williams moves down to 2 positions. And they end up basically exactly where they just were a lap ago. Although Matsai got ahead of Thor McCooney. So, there's your final standings. Andam, Klorpt. All right, I'm not sure what happened there. All right, let's see. I don't know what happened there, but Klorpt was coming to the line and he was in behind Styles, and there's Styles is P3, Bambino P4, Matsai P5, Thor McCooney P6, BMW 7762 P7. Idodu makes his way from pit road. Oh, I got you. He gave you the position. So what happened there, Klorpt? I saw you were behind most of that time. Did he bump you out of the way in order to give you the position back? So Andam finishes P1. Clorpt, he went wide one time, then returned slowly and blocked. Gotcha. Solid citizen there is Styles, finishes in P3. Bambino P4. Madsai P5. Thorn McCooney P6. 7762 P7. Idodu P8. Saber P9. Great job by Saber. Armor Kinger P10, Thus P11, Creations P12, Seniors Juan P13, McWeb 14, Robert Racer 15, Lorenzo 16, Sir Killalot 17, Freebird up to P18, Lipo P19, Hushweb P20, Jiffy Poppin 21. So Jiffy Poppin didn't do too bad there. Um, but that's going to be it. I appreciate whoever stopped in. Apologies for the start of the stream. A little bit of an issue there with the servers the server, but a couple guys unfortunately didn't finish there. It seems like, um, but we had a great turnout. Had 32 guys here. FL looks like he went out after a few laps, 23 laps out of it. But again, appreciate just a small win for Andam this week. Yeah, dude. Yeah, so 25 seconds on Clorp. But to be fair, I mean those guys were battling, and Andam got in free air and was able to just set sail. So BMW Williams unfortunately messed his car up there on the formation lap and had some damage, which I think caused him to fall back a little bit and allow Andam to move forward and just set the gap. So all in all, good race. A lot of guys had some great battles. Bambino, Madsai, Thor McCooney, BMW Williams. Great battles there. Clorp, Styles VXR had some great battles there throughout the whole entire race pretty much. Pit stops was kind of key. When I remember, Clorp, Styles, and BMW Williams all came in at the same time. Styles was able to jump Clorp and Williams and get past, and then there must have been a couple of issues there between Clorp and Styles allowed the position to go back to Clorp. Williams and Bambino and Thor McCooney were battling. Um, Williams was able to get back through. Looks like there was a little bit of an incident between Madsai possibly and Bambino there with a few corners to go. But all in all, good race. We're going to be back next week, same time, and appreciate all you guys stopping in. I will check you guys out later on. Have a good rest of the one evening. Bye bye.